And as you can see, I'm also in the middle of my space. We are going to work with the wall, but not in the beginning. And we are going to start standing up just to warm up. Have your feet hip distance apart. We're going to do some spinal rolls. So you're going to roll your chin in and really work on vertebrae by vertebrae. So you're starting with your neck, and then you're slowly going down. And once you get to the lowest point that you're at, I want you to suck in your belly and push a little bit further down. And then you're going to roll up again. And when you stand up straight, I want you to place your hands out to the side like this. Really align your body, look up slightly and feel like someone is pulling from your head. So you're becoming taller and taller. Engage your glutes here and your abs and really make this a very active hold. Breathe in and out through your nose. And we're going to do the roll again. So you're going to start with your chin. Slowly, vertebrae. Really engage slowly down. Very intentional. You might go a bit faster than I am, or you might go slower. I really want you to focus on all the muscles that you're using. Get down. Once you're down, your deepest, tuck in your belly and pull your shoulders towards the ground. You can use it by interlacing, grabbing your opposite elbows and pull your shoulders down more. And we're going to roll up again slowly. And then when you get up, again, stand up nice and straight, palms facing forward, slightly out. But drop your shoulders down, engage your glutes, tuck your tailbone under, engage your abs. Really actively stand here. And release. Whew. Again, who knew that standing still could be so tiring? I'm grabbing my blocks, sorry, just walk out of the frame. Grabbing my blocks, we're going to do some block exercises while standing up. I'm going to grab a block, place it in between your hands, medium size. And Sarah, I know you don't have any blocks. Do you have something to use, like a book or something? Oh yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. Push into the block with straight arms. And again, stand straight and tall. Push into the block. Keep pushing into the block while you push it overhead as far as you can. Try not to back bend in it. Keep your tailbone tucked under and push your arms back as far as you can. Keep breathing here. Keep breathing, keep those arms nice and straight, elbows locked in. And slowly release. Oof. Again, very tough. We're going to now do a forward fold, and we're going to place the block in the long side in our groin area. So you're going to push it up as high as you can. And your feet might come a bit closer. And now we're going to push into that block. Your hands are going to go overhead. And I want you to forward fold here with a straight back while you push into that block. All the way down. Keep pushing into the block here. Now grab your hands again if you want to. I like doing it. Push your shoulders up and start lifting with a straight back as much as you can. Really push your hips into the block. Whew, intense. Now, I just want to show something that I probably did as well a bit. I can tell it. So while you take a quick break, we're going to keep the blocks close. I just want you to focus where your hips are going. Now, I noticed myself, my hips were going a bit back. So next time we're going to do the same drill. So I just want you to focus really on bringing the weight more into the front of your body, so that when you lean over, you're not doing this. Yeah, but you're really sort of almost on your toes. Okay, let's grab the block. And so while you go down, because with the block, it's harder to do it. That's why I'm saying, like most people already do it a bit when they don't have the block. So again, place the block nice and high. Yeah, and it's just anything. The reason we have a block is just to make sure that we keep on engaging our inner groin area while we do this. So it doesn't matter how big it really is about the ability to push into something. Okay, hands up, overhead. I like to grab a wrist and pull, or pull my arm, and bring your arms up as high as you can, like keep on pushing into the block, and then start moving from your hips. Keep pushing into the block and focus. Where are my hips in space? Keep pushing into the block. Make your upper body as long as possible. And then you can place your hands on the ground or not. If you can, push your hands into the ground and straighten your arms. And push as hard as you can with your arms into the block. You can lift a bit forward. Now we're going to go up again. When you're up, relax, take the block out, put it aside for now. Okay, that was pretty intense. Really good warm up. We're going to warm up our wrists, come into a nice, easy seat, whatever is comfortable for you, whether it's with your legs crossed or on your shins. And we're going to roll out our wrists in one direction. God, I'm really out of breath. These are so hard. I hadn't done them in like maybe a year. They're really, really good to sort of intensify that forward fold kind of stretch. Other direction. And again, I can come all the way down. If you can't, that's fine. It's all about which muscles do you activate. Right, now place your hands straight in front of you. Have your hands nice and wide, your fingers, and bring your fingers as wide as possible. And now make a fist as tight as possible. Wide as possible. Spread those fingers out. Tight as possible. Really put energy into it. And now let's do starfish. So we're going to go as fast as we can here. And you want to be able to open your hands as much as you can, but it is really hard. I'm hardly managing myself. And relax. Shake your hands out however you want to. Okay, now we're gonna stretch our hands out. You're gonna grab your thumb and you're gonna, at the base of your thumb, and you're gonna pull your thumb towards your forearm. But really start from the base, so not from the tippy. So the tip of your finger. We're gonna move to the pointy finger, do the same thing. You don't have to pull too hard, but you should do it from the base of your finger. Because we want this to be a wrist stretch. Okay, middle finger. Just do it intentionally. Ring finger. Pinky finger. Other hand. Thumb. Yeah, so I was a bit confused. That's how you might be as well. I was like, where does my thumb go again? Peace sign finger or point finger. Oh, this one is a bit stiff to me. It's really. If you do it well, you really feel this as well in your forearm. Middle finger. ring finger, and pinky. And again, sort of like slowly shake it out, or however it feels good. We're gonna do wrist circles, and then we're gonna do some kick-ups in free space. They're meant just for getting our body nice and warm. There's no need to get your hips over here. We're gonna start with in a tabletop just to feel our wrists again after warming them up. How are the feelings when you're going over them in one direction? And opposite direction. And place your hands quickly, your fingers towards yourself, just for some quick stretches here. We already stretched this out with our fingers, with the finger exercise, but it's usually nice and a bit of an opposite stretch after. Okay, so how are we going to warm up? We're going to warm up with some kick-ups in free space. Like I said, the goal is not to get your hips over, which is likely not going to happen because it's more scary. So your brain is going to be like, nope. So even if you can get to the wall, you know, with the kick-ups, this is probably not going to work immediately. What I want you to, we're going to do two different kick-ups. One is just your regular kick-up. You kick up with one leg and you come back down, and then you try to kick up with the other leg. It's going to look like this. So you're setting up for your kick-ups, bring your feet in close, kick, and then you switch leg. So let's try that. Try to do 5 on each side. And make sure that your shoulders are a bit over your wrists. You'll notice you'll have a preferential leg. I definitely have. I only kick up with one leg usually. So this is a good exercise to make sure that that other leg is also getting some workout. Great, Sarah. 2 more. 1 more on each side. Beautiful. While you take a breather, I'll quickly show an example of the next drill we're going to do. Again, it's a kick-up drill. Again, it's to warm ourselves up. And of course, any kind of kick-up you do, wherever it is going to help you in your body understand kick-ups better. The next kick-up we're going to do is trying to tuck one leg in. And I'm going to move these blocks out of the way. That's great. I'm actually going to accidentally get my hips over because I'm practicing my handstands in free space, and I can now get my hips fairly or always over. But I'm not that good yet that I can really regulate it. So it's again, similar setup, but you're going to bring your toe to your bum. So do 5 on one side, and then 5 on the other side. So it doesn't have to look pretty, and it doesn't have to keep your upper leg straight as much as possible, Sarah. Great job. Take a breather here. So you can take a rest. Very good. Okay, so Sarah, something I saw with Sarah, and I know this is something that happens with a lot of students. It has to do partially with fear. So we don't have that wall near. Our body does something different, and we have the wall near. And what is that mostly? Doing this. So we're kicking up like this because it feels kind of safer. We're going to do it again, but I want you to set up like you're doing one at the wall. So really straighten that back leg, grab the mat. Keep Don't move here. Anyway, try a couple where you really focus on the form as well. Yes, much better, Sarah. Much better. It's a bit more scary. That's why we tend to not, our body will make adjustments when we're scared. So this makes complete sense. Great. Ooh, hips almost over there in free space. Scary. I mean, you do have a door even behind you. So to be honest, if you would fall, your feet will hit the wall first. Even though it's further than you usually practice, of course. Okay. Well, you guys take a breather. I'm going to show the bunny hops. And again, these bunny hops you can do just in the center of your mat. I'm going to come into a nice squat. And I like to place my hands in prayer and then in front of me. You decide what is good for you. And do 10 of these. Great job. Yeah. And I know how tiring these are. They're more tiring than regular kick-ups. And take a break. Nice job. So I'm windshield wipering my legs because I usually just really like doing that. So you've noticed. This makes my hips feel really, really very nice. Okay. So we've done these little free space kick-ups. We're gonna do one more because I'm torturing you today, so that tonight you're nice and hungry and you eat all the Christmas food. And if this is not attainable for you yet, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just do one leg kick-ups. But what we're going to try to do is switch our legs in the air. And so you want to kick up with one leg, but land with the other. And again, it might look like this. That's fine. Yeah, it's a bit scary, but really good attempt, Sarah.
Can you show again?
So you want to kick up with one leg and then land with the other leg. So you're switching legs.
Thank you.
They're also very tough. And again, if your legs don't switch in the air, that's fine. Aim for the switch, but if it doesn't switch, that's okay. Okay, you guys can take a break. While you take a break, look for a wall you can potentially use. So yeah, today's kick-up day. As you may have noticed. I'm gonna take my socks off. Don't know why I'm doing this because I have my own handstand practice still that I need to do. I'm tiring myself out here. We are gonna try different entries into the wall. And again, this is gonna help with your kick-ups. The first one you're gonna try is just place your feet up and bring them back down. So, and then up and down again. I'm gonna grab my sweater. Good. Don't know if you did it. Yeah, okay. Next one is you're gonna add a little hop to it. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna come into your regular space. You're gonna place 1 foot on the wall, and you can move a little bit further. 1 foot on the wall, 1 foot on the wall, jump, jump. So you first want to place your foot on the wall so you know where it needs to be. That's it, Sarah. Now, if this is not attainable for you, continue doing the regular step up. But for Sarah and Simone and Stephanie, if you're doing the replay, I want you to try the next one. And it's a bit harder, it's a bit scary. We're gonna try to bring both legs up to the wall. And actually, I'm gonna move because I was already hurting my toes here a bit. I'm moving to a place where there's no railing. I think you guys can see me. So what you're gonna do, instead of this like, you know, this one, you want to go to see if you can manage to do that. If not, fine, do the one-legged one. Yes, Sarah. Amazing. Oh, Sarah, you're almost floating up. Beautiful. So again, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Now, Sarah doesn't have the strongest shoulders and arms, but she has very flexible arms and flexible hips. And that is helping a lot in getting into these kind of poses, these inversions. Strength is important to be able to hold things, but to get into inversions, flexibility just helps massively. Because even super strong people that go to the gym, for example, my husband's best friend, he goes to the gym 5 days a week, really strong dude, can get up into a handstand. Like we do try it out now and then for fun because he really wants to. But he just doesn't, even though he's not super, like he's not very inflexible, but to make that shoulder movement we talked about last time, right? Where you start, you do this while you go up. It really, that overhead flexion, that requires a lot of flexibility. So if you can't do that and you need to stay in kind of a planche, that requires so much strength that even people who are very strong in their upper body don't always are able to do it. Okay, great job, everyone. We are going to continue with a wall drill. We're going to do an L hold again. I'm going to stay here in this side. I hope it's visible for you guys. It's a bit warmer here because it's further away from the front door. So I'm getting less cold. We're going to do our regular L hold, Ishvi. I do really want you to try to bring your hands in as close as you can and not start too far away. But you can do your first one maybe a bit further away. And then once you feel a bit comfortable in it, just move them slightly closer. And we're not going to do our regular L hold. We're going to lift one leg up. So we're going to have both legs bent for this exercise. And you can choose to have open shoulders or closed. And I don't know how much you can see with this top, it's a bit sad, but open is where you move your shoulder blades away from each other. So rounding my upper back. These are open shoulders. Closed shoulders is when you bring them together. And what that looks like in a handstand, closed shoulders, open shoulders. So you pick where you're more comfortable, or you can just play around with it. So just slowly show. And it doesn't have to be like a real L hold. Your leg can be a bit higher, but it shouldn't be too high that you can get your hips over. So you're gonna come up, keep one leg at the wall, bring the other leg over, and push your hips over. Now you need to use your brakes here. What are your brakes? Your fingers. Your brakes will hold you. I mean, they might not, you might topple out to the side, but everyone I know that topples out, they move the hands. That's it, Sarah. That's it. Push to the ground now. Push to the ground. With your hands, more. Beautiful line, Sarah. Get out of it when you need to. So, Sarah, you made so much progress since you first ever did this. You had a very beautiful straight line there, and I could tell that your foot on the wall was getting lighter, right? Yeah. So right now we are sort of playing with that lightness, like trying to find that lightness, even though it's super scary. And I want everyone, we're gonna do this one again, of course, but I want everyone to look at my fingers, what happens when I get into this pose. So first, my hands are regular, but then once I start feeling that lightness, I pull with my fingers pull towards me, which won't make me topple over. So these are your brakes. They will bring you back sort of to the wall. So really focus on that next one when you're doing it. I'm gonna show it again. And especially so for Simone and for Stephanie, if you're doing this replay, and Sarah, I know for you, because you just started this handstand journey, it might be a bit scary. So, if you don't want to cross that boundary yet, don't do it. But for Simone and Stephanie, what I really want you to focus on is that foot on the wall being featherly light. So the only thing that is touching the wall is the skin of your toes. And you might find a little bit of balance there. If that happens and you get scared, use your handbrakes to push yourself back to the wall. So we're gonna keep bent legs, and Sarah, this time bring your foot that's on the wall slightly higher up, so you have a bit more space to play with. You come up to the wall, bring your leg over, and then you start pushing either with your toe, you see I'm pushing here with my toe, or straightening your leg out, and then your toe. And when you feel that lightness, keep that lightness. But move your hands, you see, I'm balancing now. And you can use your hands to control it. It's a very thing that your body has to learn. It's a very difficult thing to learn. But for everyone, Ishri Uswell, I'm guessing you're doing the scorpion one. I also want you to play around with what's happening with your hands when you move them.
But I still can't bring my hands close. I just don't know why. Like I can see the mirror and it's not L, it's like and it's a different shape.
Yeah, well, I'll show you after we see Sarah, I'll show you what I want you to do.
I think you showed me last class, but
it's okay, we're gonna do another one. Oh, that was scary, yes. That was very light on the wall. Very good job, Sarah. Okay, Ishri, have a look at me and I'll show you what I want you to do today. Even though if your hands are not too close, I really want you to start focusing on the back bend and pulling your head through. So this is what it will look like. So I'm facing my hands a bit further away than I usually would, right? And I'm really making sure that I'm placing this foot in the middle where my hips are. I'll bring the other leg over, and I'm moving my head through, and I'm straightening the leg out as much as you can. And I'm looking up as high as I can. Yeah, so what I want you to do is you want your head to go towards your toe, and your toe to go towards your foot, and straighten that leg out as far as you can. Then you probably will find a tiny bit of balance, because I know the distance you are usually away from the wall, but it's a very tough one, because you see, I'm out of breath. So for me, even though I have really good shoulder and back bend mobility, I find the shapes where I have to bring my shoulders together and I have to back bend into it for a handstand, they are much harder for me in terms of strength. So for me, open shoulders, which is actually also like both shoulders together and open shoulders, both has to do with flexibility. But for me, open shoulders, my shoulders blades go away from each other. When I find balance there, I always feel very light. So, but I know this depends on person. And what I also know is that this depends on, well, why it depends on person is where your strengths and weaknesses are. So again, actually, Sarah, I want you to try now as well, the scorpion one. And just to see, so everyone at home as well doing the replay, just to see how it feels. So with the scorpion one, I will demo it again. And maybe I'll demo it a bit. Here, let's make sure everyone sees my full body. So you want your hands basically the same distance as usual. And your foot, again, same height as usual, other foot over. And then start moving your head through and your leg up. Then you can find some balance there as well, or try to. Okay, now push your head through and you want to look forward. Yes, that's it, Sarah. Now bring your foot down. Bring your foot down to your head. You got the flexibility for this. I know it's just not. It's also scary in its own way. So the nice thing about this one is it's less scary in the sense that you are less afraid of like toppling over when you have your shoulders together because you're locked. There's no way that's going to happen.
Again, I didn't look my elbows.
Ah.
My elbows were bending again.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And that's why I felt.
Well, it is a strength thing to be able to keep them straight the whole time because it takes more effort and then your elbows start flaring out if you're tired. And we did a lot of pickups, right? So there, your arms are going to be tired because you're not used to.
The minute I notice that, I get so terrified that I will fall that I immediately.
And that's okay. Do that. Fall out of it. Like come out of it. Give your shoulders some rest. And then you can try it again. And you're going to notice now in this class that you'll be able to hold it less and less and less because your shoulders are just going to get tired. Your arms are getting tired. So just listen to your body and get out of it when you need to get out of it. And you will be able to get used to this. Now, I didn't show this. I can't share this video on Facebook because Facebook thinks I'm naked. It's because I'm wearing like beige pants and I've been flagged for it. Like they were like, if you're flagged one more time, then your account's gonna be blocked. So I cannot share it, but maybe I can share it over email. And it's like a video of me kicking up the very first few times that I was able to kick up, because I unfortunately don't have video evidence of me kicking up, not being able to hit the wall because I was not filming myself back then. So I really am very sad that I don't have it because I cannot really share my progress really well. But I'll show you, I hope I can show you what happens. So, and it also, this really has to do with shoulder strength and flexibility. Oh, we lost Ishvi. And I see this happening with almost all my students. So that's why I think it's like good to show. So I was picking up and I was doing this with my shoulders. I don't know if you could see. Was it visible? Yeah. And
yeah.
That really is a strength issue as well. I'm actually very surprised that I managed to recreate that. Okay. So Ishvi had to leave. So since it's just you and me, we do have about half an hour left.
Terrifying.
So what I am thinking, since it's just the two of us again, I'll offer this as a bonus class, and we'll plan in another class for next week or in January. So that, because, you know, for me, I think we talked about this before. Yeah, you know, why am I giving away free classes? Everyone knows now, but for me, it's more important that people like get, yeah, because it's just like, that's the reason I teach, right? To see that progress. So what I do want to do is I want to do a couple of kick-ups at the wall, since we are like in that mood. And if you get up to the wall, I want you to look at me very closely. Because I want you to start lifting off a leg, but I don't want you to push it too far over because you're going to fall out. So when you get to the wall, again, press out of your hands, engage your glutes, and then 1 foot off the wall, other foot. So don't go here, okay? Because you don't have that ability yet to take them far out of the wall, but just tiny taps. And only, of course, if you get to the wall. If you don't get to the wall today, that's fine too. But
I don't feel it in me after all the traveling that I will get up, but anyway.
A couple. Just try a couple. If you feel like, okay, this is not working, then that's it. We're done for today. Place your shoulders over, shoulders further. Yeah, push. That's it. Push. Push. Yes. Take a break. Okay, so Sarah, you can leave it at this for today. I could tell that you were tired in your shoulders because I could see.
I went sideways, yes, yes.
So we're gonna keep it.
The minute you show me something, even if it's wrong, I copy.
But it also has to do because your shoulders are very tired, because all the drills we did were incredibly tiring for the shoulders. But since you are making such great progress, I want you to
better now. I was less scared.
Yeah, no, and I could tell, it was really, really good. But I want you to see if whenever you have a chance to do a couple kick-ups. You don't have to aim for the wall, but just be near a wall, do a couple of kick-ups. Make sure just that you warm up your wrists. You don't have to get to the wall, but I think if you start doing that, like, it's like called like a one handstand a day kind of thing. Yeah. You will be able to kick up in January 90% of the time.
I feel much better about it. So I definitely feel much better, because when we first tried and that I could hold it once or twice, I already think that it is possible. So I don't feel so, yes.
Yeah, it's when you get that like, oh, it's possible kind of feeling. It's great. No, and you're progressing much faster than I was with my kick-ups. So for everyone at home as well, just don't know that it took me a really long time to be able to kick up consistently. I'm going to stop the recording though. So this is going to be a bonus class, and we'll plan a different class for next week or January.